The Manhattan Institute presents Wall Street on Trial. Hi everyone, I'm City Journal contributing editor Andrew Klavan for the Manhattan Institute. Many of you may have noticed recently that you're out of work, or perhaps it sometimes seems to you that your house has been repossessed and all your belongings auctioned off by the sheriff. You look around and see fat cats sailing their yachts down Wall Street and think, well, that's weird. And you ask yourself, how much is Wall Street to blame for our current economic difficulties, and should I maybe lay off the hallucinogens for a while? That really is weird. Anyway, today we put Wall Street on trial. The witness for the prosecution will be Susan Twinkley of the Occupy Wall Street protest movement. Witness for the defense will be Edmund Gorge, president and CEO of Consolidated Avarice. I myself will be conducting the fearless cross-examination. Ms. Twinkley, let's start with you. The Occupy Wall Street protests have been disruptive and some would say disreputable. Protesters have been videotaped defecating on cars, using hateful language, and committing acts of violence. Can you explain to people what these protests are about?
Yeah, certainly. The Occupy Wall Street protests are about engaging in a new expression of human interaction in order to challenge traditional power constructs through developing higher consciousness until the government gives us some money.
I see. What do you say to people who feel you should just work for your money like everyone else?
Of course, first I crap on their cars.
Right.
And then I explain that 1% of Americans are hoarding 40% of all the wealth, so I think they should have to give some of it, like, to me.
I'm sorry, if it's their wealth, why should they have to give it to you?
Well, I'm out of work, for one thing.
So you'd like a job?
Really?
You just want people to be forced to give you their money for nothing?
Well, like, say I want to get an education. Shouldn't society want me to better myself? Instead, I have a degree, and I'm unemployed and in debt.
That's too bad. What's your degree in?
Women's studies, with a concentration on vaginal methodologies of dissatisfaction.
Yeah, that's a tough field to break into. Also, the pornographic tattoo probably doesn't help at the interviews. So, in brief, what is it you do want?
We want to see corporations brought low so there's more wealth and jobs for all.
Wealth and jobs from whom?
What?
Never mind. Mr. Gorge, what do you think of Miss Twinkley's complaints?
It's radical, anti-constitutional socialism, pure and simple. You see, we in the market make the profits because we're the ones who take the risks. We invest in American enterprise, and if we lose our investment, we're forced to threaten to go out of business until the government gives us some money.
Wait, you want the government to give you money too?
Well, we're too big to fail, dear boy. For God's sake, what about the children?
But if the government gives you bailouts and subsidies, that means the taxpayer takes all the risks while you get all the profits.
Your point being?
Well, isn't that just socialism for rich people?
Let me put it to you this way.
All right, I'm confused now. I mean, Miss Twinkley, you want other people to subsidize and bail out your life, and Mr. Gorge, you want them to subsidize and bail out your company. I'm not sure I see the difference.
Well, for one thing, I just want to take money from rich people.
Sure, but that's still just ripping off other people's property for yourself. After all, thou shalt not steal. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Oh, don't quote your stupid country songs at me.
Actually, that's the Bible. Whoa. But, Mr. Gorge, the same goes for you. I mean, look, if you get subsidies and bailouts, you'll just end up using taxpayer money to hire lobbyists and make political contributions that will ensure you get even more taxpayer money.
Your point being?
Well, doesn't that mean that the sort of socialist-style big government that Ms. Twinkley wants actually benefits rich and powerful people like you? It's an easy system for you to manipulate, and it eliminates your risks while making it too expensive and complex for smaller, more creative companies to rise up and compete with you.
No joke, Skeezix. That's why we on Wall Street have contributed more money to President Obama than to all the Republican candidates combined.
I love President Obama. He's so hopey.
Hey, okay. Let me put forward an alternative scenario to you two. What if the government doesn't give either of you any money? What if Mr. Gorge, your company, has to deal honestly and invest wisely or suffer the consequences and go bankrupt? And Ms. Twinkley, you have to clean up your act and work hard at whatever job you can get to pay off your debts and get ahead in the world. That way, instead of the government deciding who fails and succeeds, each citizen can make his own decisions and purchases, and the overall market will give everyone an equal opportunity to rise or fall. How would that be?
Where did you park your car?
I'm not going to tell you that.
You see, now you've made Twinkly Binkley angry.
Twinkly Binkley?
That's what he likes to call me.
Wait, you two are together?
Two hearts with but a single thought. A government that will take other people's money and give it to us.
It's so romantic.
I'm very touched. Well, that's it, folks. Wall Street and Occupy Wall Street on trial. You be the judge. For more information, go to manhattan-institute.org/Wall Street on trial. For the Manhattan Institute, I'm City Journal contributing editor Andrew Klavan.